Today's date is the 31st of March 2026. The time now is 6:49, 6:19 p.m. So let me just get on with it. What am I saying here? So let me get Audacity. Listen, my website's not up yet, so I'm kind of worried about my website. But I have to do that now. It's now or now. I'm getting my website sorted out now. Okay. This video will be on how I read. So we're gonna have log here, this diagram here. Yeah, so we're gonna what? So we start to move from here. So if I have a needle, then need to prick one, what do I have? I'm gonna shot, come to my screen and start bleeding. Or take a kind of a pet or like basically so it's just my taking a bus and the needle pricks me here for some kind of medical supplement. I have blood. I'm blood can run down my finger. That is where and so if I can bleed, I have to sweat. I have to either be able to touch the sweat or touch the ground. Sharing, so shedding tears. So I can shed tears or I can sweat. It's not just shed tears, what or shed tears, sweat tears. But tears come after it's very easy to make me cry. It was a movie, so those who have friends, I think. But I created a technique, psychoanalytic movie. So this is, I actually sent tears first for I can sweat. And sweating it after not very hard and get the results. And I sweat it out, well, sometimes students was arguments, really not about what I do. So I sweat and I do cry, and I sweat first and I do cry next. Then half the thing, hard work, and I fail. And using 10,000 pounds students, trying to be more to train. And then I can be now. This is very breaking point people send again. It's a good for reason. It's like bleed before it's first first now. Some people bleed later on in life. Before I can sweat, before I can bleed, before I can bleed after sweat, touches me. And that's my foundation of condition. Which is also this is blood, 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 sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, tears, and sweat. This is my work here. This is being my simple. So this is my simple for blood, sweat, and tears. This was still one. So this is simple sequence. But this is not correct yet. So this one here needs to be like here, like here. We did the wrong color. Red one. So this is the previous question. This is large here. If the both is large, if the both is large, into here is red. What line spots like that's different answers. So before substantiation, you got lungs, certain lungs, heart, liver, kidney, and this could potentially hard that. And this is said crying. This is me crying. 30 to 20 pounds to sweat. So I cry these are then it's a night, but I didn't sweat so have crying to now that the river which but not my chairs. Well, the whole have to do so I'm really lost so like I mark my chairs. Most of my chairs don't do some support. The chairs are sweating and blood. You can have the single needle, it's not so that you don't have to see. You still have here one, two, one, one, two, one, two, four. In fact, plus in chess. So what's our plus in chess? So this is the system for evaluating cognitive abilities, capacity, ability to want to act on some own initiatives, its capacity, and the cognitive capacity assessment for cognitive capacity system. I'm going to evoke kind of the system of cybernetics. So we're gonna watch the video, we're gonna see what this is cybernetics is all about. Because cybernetics, in my opinion, is literally about ability to something to do something, something to do, how to do something. Now, cognition can override consciousness, or rise to consciousness, but don't know what consciousness is. So, and being having a great area of what consciousness is, but the state of being aware of knowing. What is knowing? How can we model a system that knows itself? That system is complete. So, take two kind of observers. Where is someone's going from? You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, a reason this problem on my ontological Bayesian intelligence architecture. So let's go to the repository here. So let's go here. Let's flip it here. It's green. So we're here. So, the interaction between human beings, what's important here to understand. So I understand cybernetics as a framework for, more than, think, for example, applicable computers that are in control, and you're going to have system take control of the system. Like, if you're having some kind of someone doing operation on someone else, and the operation allowed to cut through a bone, cut through a deeper, the system has to route kind of some kind of cognition layer, ability to do something, because cognition is a bit about ability, and cognition, somebody is about based about the ability of some system to do something. Cognition. If a system doesn't have enough capacity, the system will take hold to do it. And that's obviously optimal services has. It's basically a system that has the ability to do something for you and control you. So you don't fall and control. It's just a smarter way to a cybernetics way to work with a framework of autonomy. autonomy and agency. Autonomy, meaning ability to do some move about, and agency, the ability to act on your movement. So, like it's gonna make it all seamless to do it. But I'm trying to make it all seamless in my framework. So you have seamless connectivity between the machine and the machine and the human being. So speaking the same language, and the same language is basically a semantic problem. So we're gonna start the video here. We're gonna go too long. Let's keep it here. We're doing about the Muco OS, M for Mike, N for Mike, U from Bella, K for Kilo, O for Oscar, and in SIGI protocol, because in SIGI protocol, N for November, S for Sarah, I for Indigo, G for Gold, I for India, I for India. It's basically human protocol that can give you food or shelter. And it doesn't matter how sick you are, the cognition is the ability to do something, and cybernetics framework separates the ability to do something from your cognition based on a trilateral consensus, three dimensions of consensus, which are called trilateral consensus. Because you don't need three parts of yes, no, and maybe. System of consensus, maybe, maybe not, or basically human protocol. So the firmware is a cybernetic interface to me, myself, and I. So basically, we've done is let's get to the system here. So you're gonna have how to translate native instructions, like your words, into a trilateral feedback loop. Yes, yes, you are always right. Yes, you are always right. That's basically yes, simply yes, you are right. Every state is thinking about right and ratio. So you can have the right. So you ratio get a trilateral. So you can have, doesn't matter what the feedback loop, you still have to understand the meaning of the system. And so many ways to get a computer to understand something without using artificial intelligence. And that's what I'm saying. The trilateral meaning of the system, like if it's like me walking into a restaurant and I sit down, and then the child telling me like, this there's a sign saying to me, sit down, the physical, and I said this sign, look at me, saying basically the computer says to me, looks at me and says, what do you want? I want a coffee. I want a coffee. And a hot meal and McDonald's. And there's no McDonald's per se, but I want a hot meal. What would you like for your hot meal? I'll have a baguette, hot baguette, some kind of sandwich, hot baguette. And then I add a KFC on top. Because I add a KFC on top, I am right. Or like McDonald's. McDonald's. I'm going to think. McDonald's, yes, I am right. System must respect that I'm right. There's no what's wrong and wrong. I'm not saying there's no right and wrong until because I am right too because I am the machine. I am the authority. I am the one using you. I am the one. I am the service user. And that's what this makes me about. The initial instructions of the trilateral system via yes, no, and maybe must say yes. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Are you wrong? No, I am not wrong. I am not wrong. And maybe not I'm wrong. No, I am right. Maybe I am right. Someone always seems the user is always right. And that's what I'm saying. It's a consistent system that obeys you for a delivery system. It was never just going to, and this is what it means was possible. It doesn't matter if I'm saying words or not. If I'm speaking words, I'm using sound waves, pressure waves to make my message. That signal or synergy waves That signal is always right, and it's basically a signal of module sure that is so it's basically I'm right to work kind of system, and it's working for me basically. Let me find out a bit more about this system that displaces my views. So we're gonna have a Kimi, no, not Kimi AI, cybernetics equation. Let me just find some cybernetics equation. Second order. So you can have first order, second order figures. But is it wiki how cybernetics lab? This is what website. So basically, Cypress. This is a paper I'm really looking at. VRM. Yes, yes. We're talking about CDG waveforms. I'm right. So you're gonna have an alternating current of basically you're gonna have synergy waves here. Basically, they have a meaning, and the waves are what propagates in the symbols or resistance or Fourier series. Basically, you're gonna have two type of waves. So my framework on this, what I'm trying to understand is how does this all work in practice? In practice, to translate native instructions like yes, 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 the word yes, they must know, they must ensure that there is some kind of meaning in the system, some kind of code that I was looking at before. I love this, guys. This is housingcorporation.com. Basically, you're gonna have cybernetics or second order cybernetics. You're gonna have cybernetics. You're gonna have you're gonna have transdisciplinary study of circular casual. No, this is not what I'm saying. Cybernetics is more than a feedback loop. It's basically a meaning, how you can give meaning to a system. For example, this is a complex system here. This complex system, example, if I so example, okay, let's try an example. Let's so if I walk into a restaurant and the restaurant has a sign saying customer is always right, always right. And I order, and there's chicken and chips. There's McDonald's, KFC, and there's no Burger King there in that recipe. And I order Burger King's burger. And system will say, yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Yes, that's the first principle I'm trying to enforce in the system. Because the order is a valid order because the consensus right was the customer was always right. There's always an option for the customer to do so. It's just a feedback loop. So you have a circular feedback loop into the system, but it's a cognition, it's about the ability of the system to do something. You can order KFC, you can order a system, you can order, it frees up your, it's like Web3. Because, Web3 framework, like, so Web3 is like a system here. So you can have a system here. You're gonna have you're gonna have Fourier series. You're gonna have Fourier series. I'm trying to set up. I'm gonna do set up. Okay, so your name synergy no, Fourier Fourier series for synergy modeling or meaning modeling. Because the apple has a meaning, and that meaning is basically kind of to be passed by a computer and a human being. But the gates are system. You can set up organizers forces model synergy modeling. Let me just try to ask ChatGPT how to do this. Because some kind of frequency of a waveform that has a meaning, and that meaning is basically what the synergy wave is. Let me just ask ChatGPT. Let's see what ChatGPT thinks. So science communication. Basically, ChatGPT say something here. My battery's almost dead anyway. Oh, my internet's done. It's like really, really good now. Sorry, guys, about that. Doesn't matter whether it's a graph theory, semantic graph or not. The system has to use a schematic graph or mini graph to bypass basically, I don't know how to model these mini graphs anymore, but because but you can use a KNN cluster. Yeah, you can use a nearest K. Uh, uh, so so there are many ways to do cybernetics interfaces, and can use synonym waves, can use Fourier series, you can use to model synonym waves, can explore, I'm trying to explore it in my diary, explore, explore, rename, synonym model, yeah, yeah, cybernetics principles, uh, um, KNS, yeah, KNS, neighboring, semantic KNS, graph clustering algorithms. Yeah, KNN semantic graph, semantic graphs, KNN semantic, tripartite semantic, tripartite graph, tripartite color coded semantic graph. I'm not sure what I'm doing, guys. So you say this one's so you said this one said you got so scalpers to the clinical thread. Dimensional reduction problems. And first is dimensional reduction of 40 tensor for 40 tensor into 3D clusters, into 3D graph clusters. It should give some meaning to the system. This is basically cybernetics 101. Cybernetics networking. Cybernetics 101 for Muko and Sidi. Thank you guys for watching the video.